Welcome to Code Field Visibility Settings. My name's Bill Jackson. So what is the code visibility option? Well, it's a setting for our core product, which includes daily, crew, and route activity screens. And what it does is it allows you to either see the code or not see the code. And what I mean by that is in PubWorks, everything has a code as well as a name. So for example, if you have employees, say you have 10 employees with the last name Johnson. Okay, well, then instead of digging through the drop down list for the correct Johnson, maybe you're more familiar with their code. So, like, say one of the employees in particular has code 611 and his name's Tom Johnson. Well, instead of digging through all the Johnsons, you may be familiar with his code, and if you just type in, say 611 was his code, and you look for that, you can find 611 a whole lot faster than digging through a list of, say 10 or 20 different Johnsons. So it can be very useful for data entry. When this option is activated, it provides a drop-down list that has the codes in it, very similar to what the names are. And it basically covers everything in the activity screens, employees, contractors, tasks, service requests, as well as your equipment and your materials. So let's take a look here. The options, when you turn on the fields, you'll see here you get the codes, the material codes, the equipment codes, employee codes, all this stuff that's highlighted here in red. And the nice thing about that is again, it can help you with your data entry. Like you'll see over here on the material codes, you'll see you've got like a number 104. Well, that can easily be a number 104 hose clamp. Looking over here, your location codes, you may be more familiar with your location codes, and so again, it can speed up your data entry process. So a little bit more about this. This is user specific. This setting is customized setting for every PubWorks user in their user powers screen. So what do I mean by user specific? That means it is not a global setting, and this setting only applies to each individual user when it is set up in their user powers. Like I was saying earlier, it is great for data entry personnel, and you have the ability, you can go in and turn it on and turn it off on demand. You can do it while you're working, and perhaps you may be using it for a while and you decide you don't want to use it for some reason. You can just turn it off and keep working. The nice thing about this is we allow you to select which codes you actually want to see versus all of the codes. It's not an all or nothing. You can actually customize it. So maybe you're just interested in the employee codes because you're familiar with the employee codes, so you can show only the employee codes. So where are these settings? Well, if you have PubWorks open, select the main system menu at the very top, go to User Powers, select the Activities tab, and this is important, open the primary tab because there's two tabs. There's a primary and a secondary tab. This is located on the primary tab, so make sure you've got the right one open. Showing you here, once you have user powers open, like I was talking about before, you can see where we've got user powers are open. When you open your user powers, it's going to open to who is logged in. So if you're logged in and you open your user powers come up right away. You may not see other people's user powers, and that's usually because you may not be an administrator, but you do have some control over some of your user powers. So like for example here, we can hide the codes. Well, under that activities tab, and then you go to the primary tab, you can see the box where it says hide code, and that it means exactly what it says. You can select each checkbox and it will hide all the codes from you, or you can uncheck those and then it won't hide the codes. You can see also we got a select all where you can set all of them, or you can clear all of them, or just customize the setting as you wish. So let's take a look. Here I have the daily activities screen open. And as you can see here, I'm pointing with my cursor here. We have equipment, we have materials, the usual employees, locations, but basically there's no codes here with the exception of the service requests, and everything is in here. You have no other way to look things up other than by the names of either your locations, your tasks, etc. Well, like I was saying, you can speed up your data entry a little bit if you're familiar with your codes. So I'm going to close this, and we're going to go up here. We're going to go to System, and we go to User Powers. With the User Powers screen open, it'll open up to your particular user that you're using at the time. And so go to the Activities tab, and then use the Primary tab. This is what I was talking about earlier, where you've got a secondary and a primary tab located under your Activities tab. So make sure you go to the Primary tab, and you'll see right here the Hide Code area where you can come in here and customize exactly what you're looking at. So basically right here I have it hiding every single code. Well, maybe I just want to look at an employee codes and nothing else. Well, I'm going to uncheck that to where it's not hiding the code for the employee. I'm going to hit save, and then I can come back up here and I'll go to a daily activity. And then when I bring that daily activity screen up, you'll notice that I have an employee code showing up here now. None of the other fields have the code showing, of course, except for the service requests. And in here, you also have no code fields as well for your equipment or your materials. So I'm going to close this for a minute. And let's say, well, okay, I want to see the codes for my equipment and my materials as well. So we're going to hit save after we make that selection. We're going to go back up. We're going to go to a daily activity again, and we're going to take a look. So we've got the employee code. We've got over here, as you come down here, you'll see this part changed, and we added code fields to both the equipment and the material codes right in here, which are outstanding because it really can help you speed up your data entry as far as if you're familiar with, perhaps your materials list and your equipment list. So again, just another way to customize the program for you. Now I'm going to click on this, close this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to say clear all checks. So that's just another fast way to go in there. So I clear all the checks, I go back to an activity record, and I look, and now I've got codes for everything. So they all show up over here and they show up over here as well. And again, like I was saying before, we can go in and we can pick and choose and just say, well, we don't want certain codes. I'm going to pick up a couple things like that. I'm going to hit save, and then come back in here, and I'm going to hit daily activities again. And so you can see just how easy it is to customize, because here, like, I don't have the tasks code showing up and I don't have the location code showing up, but I do have the fun codes, and I do have like employee and contractor codes, and also here I have the equipment and material codes. So again, it makes it very easy to modify and to customize for your own personal use. If you have any questions about this or anything else, please don't hesitate to give us a call, 888-920-0380, extension 2, or drop us an email at support@pubworks.com. Thank you.